Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Amateur Repair Time. I'm going to do a review video today on a brand new product. I had a company named Stackstone get in touch with us. They have a all-in-one record player, a brand new one, that's called Savage the One. I don't completely understand why it's called that, but that's the name of it. Savage the One, all-in-one record player. And they have sent me one to do a review on. They contacted me and wanted to know if I would be interested in that, and I said, sure. Usually whenever people contact me wanting to do reviews, it's stuff that I don't have any, it doesn't have anything to do with my channel. By the way, this is not the record player. This is a vintage one. We're going to talk about that too. Usually it's something that has nothing to do with the videos that I do, so I usually don't do videos on them. But I thought, an all-in-one record player, that's kind of cool. And then I thought, it's going to be like one of those Crosley things, you know. I don't own any of those Crosley things. They're just the biggest pieces of junk I've ever seen. And I've seen Radio TV Phono Nut do tons of videos on those things where they're just kind of crappy. But then I looked at this one and I thought, the Stackstone one, and I thought, that thing looks pretty decent, actually. That's not bad. So I figured, yeah, I can do that. That might be a quality product. So we're gonna find out here today on this very video. They didn't give me any kind of, there's no kind of guidelines or anything. They just sent me one, and I told the lady that got in touch with me, I said, well, you know what I usually do is work on older ones and just kind of look at them, and I like that. So maybe I could take yours apart and compare like the inside of yours to the inside of one of the old ones. And she said, that sounds great. Let's do it. So we're going to kind of compare their brand new one to this one that I guess is probably from the 70s or maybe the late 60s. Well, no, probably the 70s, looking at the turntable in it. So I picked this one up a while back at a thrift store. I probably paid $15 for it. Or I think I may have got this at an auction or something, but I probably paid $15 for it. And it's just a vintage General Electric all-in-one record player. So the Stackstone one is a brand new one that's an all-in-one record player, and it's marketed as kind of like high fidelity. Now, I am not an audiophile, so I couldn't even tell you if something's high fidelity. Whenever people say, oh, the treble response isn't quite the same, the mid isn't, I don't understand. I don't even understand what they're talking about. So I don't really have the ability of reviewing it on that level. So if you're wanting me to tell you how crisp the mids are, you're probably going to be disappointed. All I can do is tell you if I like the thing or not. So that's what we're going to do. And I'd like to look inside of it and see how it's manufactured. On my channel, I complain a lot. And a lot of people on this type of channels complain a lot. Boy, they don't make them like they used to. But at first glance, this thing looks like it's made pretty well. So we'll see. So first, I'll show you this little sucker. Again, it's a General Electric. Component system, they say. Loudness, balance, treble, bass. Off and on, and you can hook headphones to it. This was probably awesome when it came out. Let me take the cover off of it. Very attractive cover with the General Electric logo on it. I like it. You saw these on all kinds of them back in the day. So here is the turntable. Ooh, it has a man-made diamond stylus. So this is kind of how they did them back in the day. I would think that this is kind of a comparable setup. Nice looking tone arm. I don't know how great it is, but right. And it had 16, 33, 45, 78 speed control. Now this particular one doesn't work right now, so we might have to try to fix it. I don't know if we'll do it on this video, but maybe we'll do it on another video. But this is kind of what they were doing back in the day. Let's turn it around and look at the back of it. So it has this setup where it has AV cable output, AV cable, it's not V, A cable output. It has RCA outs on it. I call them RCA. And then it has, I guess they're phono jacks, right? They're phono jack outputs. And it has the power cord. And then phono and tape, I don't know what's up with that. Maybe that selects this. Of course, I don't have the manual to this. I suppose there's a speaker in it. Let me look underneath it. So on the back, on the bottom, it has an area to wrap up the cord. It's a model P462, 40 watt. I don't even know what this is for. I mean, I don't see where the speaker is. Let me see if I can tell for sure that it has a speaker in it. All right, so I partially took it apart. It's got so much wiring, I don't want to take everything loose because I'll never be able to put it back together again, right? Well, I would, but I'll have to go get the schematics. And I'm just trying to show kind of how it was built. So this is, you know, how things were constructed back then. You had big PCBs, you had through-hole components because that was just, you know, that's what was around back then. They didn't even have surface mount stuff yet. And you had these big pots. So these are things that we may see different on this other one whenever we mess with it. And when we look at it, we can look at how the turntable's made on this one, differences between them. I would think that the pots are going to be different on the new one, or whatever pots they have on it. Or even if they have pots, it might just be all digital where you just hit a button. But yeah, so there you go. So this is the amp basically, and there's no tuner or anything like that. It's just an amplifier. There is not a speaker in this cabinet either. So I don't know the deal with the speaker on off. I don't know what they're doing with that, but there is not a speaker inside the cabinet. So all of that about rerouting it through, that's it's not a thing with this model. Okay, so that's what we're working with the older one. I thought that was one that might be comparable. I don't know what year we're looking at here. I would guess, though, late 70s. And it's telling us something right here about made in somewhere. What does it say? Does that say? Made in Ireland, actually. So it was made in Ireland. So that's just what was being done back in the day. And that's a General Electric, which, you know, was a bigger brand, but it wasn't a really expensive brand back in the day. So let's look at the package I've received in the mail. Okay, so here's the package that I received. Now, the first thing that you'll notice if you get one, if you decide to buy one, is this right here. So to you Americans, I did the math for us. This thing's 21 pounds. One of those Crosleys I would think is 4 pounds, you know? So it's just a completely different level, I think. Now, it's about the same size as that one that we were just messing with. Or it seems that way based on the box. So that's the first thing you notice. It's heavy. So let's cut it open. So here is the box, and you get the first glimpse of what it's going to look like. This piece here apparently is actually like a dust cover. So it's like the plastic thing on that. So it's Stackstone, sound by Jammo. I guess that's how you pronounce that. Apparently that's the largest audio company in Europe. I don't know that they're the highest end, but they try to make quality stuff. Dual layer vibration. I should mention that one did have, it's got the old setup where you have springs on it and you have a couple screws that you loosen. No, you tighten to make it higher where it bounces on the springs. Bass enhancement. You gotta love that bass. Wireless playback. So I believe it has like a Bluetooth something or the other in it, or a remote maybe. And phono and line output. So I think what phono would be unamplified and line is a little bit amplified. Is that how that works? All right, so let's pop. Well, let's see if I think this side says some more stuff. Now, some of you folks will be able to decipher some of this better than me. So it's the Stackstone. They said that it was a collaboration between Stackstone and Jammo. I guess Jammo maybe did the speakers, but they may have done the amp in it as well. Savage the One is the name of the product. Model number DS04, model umber DS04. Isn't this kind of like an umber color? Anyway, 15 volt. It must have a little power adapter or something. 30 watt. So our older one was 40 watt. So that's our first minor difference. Gross weight, 25 pounds. That's gross weight. That's probably with the packaging. Quantity 1 unit. And Stackstone is in San Diego. Or at least I guess their headquarters is in San Diego. But also it's manufactured in Dongguan Hongqing Technology Development Company. I'm hopeless trying to pronounce this, but of course made in China, like pretty much everything is now. So I won't just immediately jump to the conclusion that it's not quality, because you know, if you want to get anything made, basically it's all going to be made in China now. And the thing that I like about it so far is it's heavy. That tells me a lot. If something's heavy, it's at least they're not cheapening out just for the sake of saving weight so they can ship it better. You know what I mean? So I like that. So this says open on it. Packing schematic diagram. So they're just showing you how everything is. There's going to be a dust cover, a power adapter, a dust cover stand, a counterweight. The turntable is matter placed at the bottom of the box. Turntable mat. So, and look, it's printed on the other side too. Well, that's kind of a nice touch. Seems well packaged. Stackstone ceramic aligner tool. I don't even know what that's for. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Here is the dust cover. Oh, it's like a... Oh, it's the same thing. It's like a... It's like a tinted plastic, basically. It's just a slightly different shape. They've came up with a new way of doing it, I guess. Wow. Okay, so these are our installation instructions. We'll mess with that. Here's our power adapter. Notice it was taped in by itself. They're trying to make sure everything gets there in one piece. Ooh, so this is it said dust cover stand. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I guess we'll figure it out. But I guess you put this beside it, and then the stand can just stand beside it, the cover. All right. So let me see if I can retrieve everything else from the box. All right, so I took everything out, and this is what it actually looks like. Yeah, it looks pretty nice, actually. So I suppose that's a speaker. This is cloth. That's a speaker. There are some little remove when use foam things on there. It looks like it's kind of like this side's down farther, but I guess we'll figure that out. There's a piece of tape holding the stylus in. Now, I must say, it was some of the nicest packaging I've seen on anything. It had every little thing labeled in it, and so like there was a little sticker that said counterbalance or counterweight and pointed at the little slot. Everything had tape on it, taping it in place so it wouldn't get thrown around. And the foam was the exact size of the box, so everything seems to have made it exactly how they shipped it. The other thing that I noticed that I immediately noticed is the turntable is heavy. The turntable, probably maybe 6 pounds, just the turntable. So that's interesting. We saw this. These are our little instructions. Dust cover. I'm just going to lay all this to the side so that we can turn it around. All right. Yeah, so they have put lots of instructions everywhere so that you can kind of tell what's going on. Now, this is plastic. But again, if we're comparing it to the vintage one from the 70s, the whole trim on that thing is plastic, you know, not just the cover. There's a lot of plastic on that. Actually, I believe the turntable was plastic, wasn't it? So, all right, so let me turn around so you can see what the back looks like. Okay, so here's the back. I just looked at the one down there. The turntable is much lighter. It's metal and has rubber on it, though. But a lot of like the support and stuff for the tone arm is plastic, and then the entire base that everything's sitting on is plastic. This one, it's all metal. That's not. Anyway, I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with plastic. It's just you want everything to be strong, you know. So there's a speed adjustment on it. They're calling pitch adjustment because I guess you can do it by ear. Grounding screw. And you can set it for phono or line. You have 15-volt power supply. Stackstone DSO4. Belt drive layered turntable with built-in speakers. Made in China. Their address in San Diego. This device may not cause harm from interference. This device must accept any interference. So of course, that's all of the FCC warnings for the United States. Okay, so I guess we'll see the sides. There's like ports on the side, sound holes. I'll turn it back around and then we'll go through the instructions on how to get her up and humming. Installation. 1, pull out the pads. Pull out the 4 shock absorbing pads and store them for future use when transporting. Okay. That ought to be easy enough, right? All right. Ooh. It's springy now. 2, installation. Put on the belt. Be careful not to twist the belt. Don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Do it like that. Let's find the belt. Ooh, I see it. So that was easy enough. You know, I was looking at this front. It looked to me like that. Doesn't that side look lower than that side? But it's not, if you actually look. It's level. Or if it isn't, it's just barely off. I don't know what that is. It might just be the shadow that's created. But if you push it down, it's just something, there's just an optical illusion or something. This pops off too, but we'll wait on that. All right. Four, rotate about 10 times to ensure smooth operation. So, of course, they're telling you to do that so that it centers the belt. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do you think? Seems about right. Number 5. Drop the turntable on it. And then drop the stack stone mat or whatever they're showing you on it. Okay. Let's see what that is. Let's see what we got here. Can I do this with one hand? Boy, she's heavy. Look how crooked we are. Now I have tape on me. All of this so we get a good video, folks. I'm just showing you how you will struggle if you struggle. If I struggle. Heavy, heavy, heavy. And by the way, when I'm saying heavy, I like it. That's how we want it. Now, here's our Frisbee. Stack stone. It's like a felt. It's kind of, you know what it's made out of? It's made out of that material that the old pennants were made out of. You remember those you used to get like in high school? And it would say, go team. That's 80s stuff. I know all y'all 80s kids know what I'm talking about. That is one good looking, modern looking record player. Okay, next up. Balance. Got to put the counterbalance on. 8. Adjust to reaches the tick mark of recommended tracking force. 2.5 grams plus or minus 0.5 grams. So, here is the counterweight. Huh. I have never had one like that. What the hell? Why is it off center? Is it supposed to be off center? Doesn't quite seem right, does it? They show it off center here. I guess when you put it on, it's going to kind of wobble around till it's right. Is that correct? But which way do I go with it? There's a set screw that they don't show. Well, they do show it, don't they? We'll put that on the back. So it just kind of hangs on there. I guess you're supposed to tighten that up. 2.5 grams would be right there. What do you think? And we should turn this set screw. I'll do that shortly. Okay, vinyl operation. Number 10. Connect the power supply and turn the knob to power on. Power on. 11. BT, LP. Is that saying 11? 4533, and maybe that middle one is just parked. I guess I could read the instructions. Turn the knob to the position and hear a click sound. The white indicator lights up, means the device is powered on. Keep turning the knob to adjust the volume according to your preference. Vinyl mode. Flip the toggle switch to the position marked LP to activate vinyl mode. Oh, BT is Bluetooth. Okay. Based on the type of your vinyl record, 33 or 45, adjust the speed switch to the corresponding position. Bluetooth mode. Flip the toggle switch to BT to activate Bluetooth mode. The indicator light will flash blue. Use your device to search for and connect to the Bluetooth device named Savage the One. Once the pairing is successful, the blue light will stay on continuously. Okay, cool. That all makes sense. Connect the power supply and turn the knob to on. That's basically the same stuff we just read. Remove the needle protection cover horizontally. 12. Flip the toggle switch to LP. Place the vinyl switch 33 or 45 RPM according to the vinyl category. You know, I'm too old to call them vinyls, people. I can't do it. They're records. They'll always be records to me. I just can't do it. Place the 45 RPM record adapter on the spindle. What do you mean record adapter? Wait a minute. What are they saying? Place the 45 RPM record adapter. Don't they mean place the 45 RPM vinyl adapter? Ensure the tone arm lift lever is in the raised position before unlocking the tone arm lock. Place the tone on the vinyl record, the tone arm on the vinyl record. Lower the lift lever. Adjust the volume. Okay, so here we are. What this is going to tell us: lift the tone arm lift lever. Put the tone arm back on the bracket. Lock the bracket. Turn the speed switch to the neutral position. Turn the knob to off. Wireless operation. Connect the power adapter and connect it to the power supply. Turn the turntable power volume knob clockwise to the line and hear a click to turn on, and the white indicator light will turn on. Turn the function switch to BT Bluetooth mode. The indicator light turns blue and flashes quickly. Turn on the Bluetooth of another media device. Search and select Savage the One to start pairing. After the media device is successfully paired with the turntable, the blue indicator light will turn to a solid light. Play music from another media device through the turntable. Adjust the volume knob to select the volume you want. I may be able to get that to work, possibly. I will attempt it. You know, I'm not that high tech, people. I'm more vintage. I don't know if I can Blue Fang or whatever it's called, but I'll see. Okay, I have no idea what this record is. I could give you some clues, but I don't want to trigger YouTube's algorithm. So we are going to. Looks like it's got like a lock on the tone arm here. So we are going to attempt this. It may or may not know who this is, and I have never heard this before in my life. All right, so here we go. You thought it was skipping, didn't you? It wasn't skipping. I like the stand. Let's see if they have the gumption to sing. Let's see if they'll sing one for us. Ain't that the truth? All right, are we on 11 yet? I'm gonna pump it up. I leaned on it. Sounds great to me, folks. I think it's a pretty decent little product, personally. So this is wood. I like it. That's cool. Okay, well, I promised that I would take it apart, so I guess it's time to take it apart. All right, well, I'm trying to figure out how to get in the thing. You can't get in through here. It's just a flat top, and the only thing up here are the controls. I think the actual amp and everything is on that board on the back, so I haven't gotten into that yet, but I was able to remove one of the speakers, so this is what the driver looks like. Nice big magnet. And it sounds good to me. Again, I'm not an audiophile, so, you know, if you're super picky, you know, maybe it's not up to your specs, but to me, it sounds great. So, of course, the box is basically sealed. So that they get a nice sound, and I can't see what's going on there because this is in the way. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can peer in any other places. So I can't completely remove it because you'd have to completely remove the tone arm, but you can get a look at that potentiometer that I was talking about. We'll see what kind of beefiness we have there. Yeah, it's fairly large. That's kind of standard now, you know. Well, that's good. Okay, so let's see if I can get that back piece off somehow. Well, I cannot get this bezel off. I believe the amp is right behind there. Of course you can take this off, but I can't get the bezel off. So it must have some kind of retaining clip or device that holds it in place. And there's no way to disassemble the case. On the bottom, there's 4 big rubber feet, but they're glued on, so they don't. There's nothing underneath it, and the case just doesn't come apart. You saw whenever we looked in the front, it's completely sealed so that they can get a nice audio sound out of it. But there are 4 little things around the legs there, or the springs, that it looks like you could take apart if you took the entire top off. But all that to say, it's not meant to be taken apart, apparently. So I don't have an easy way of getting to that. But there is a picture online of what that looks like on their website. So we'll go look at that, and then maybe we'll try playing one more Korean rock song for you. Now, of course, on your music that you enjoy that's copyright protected, you can play it and judge it for yourself. But on YouTube, I can't play that. It won't allow me. So I have to play something that YouTube has never heard of, which is what we're doing. All right, so they sent me some information with this. Let me read that for you so you can see what they are saying the specs are and what they're trying to promote on this product. All right, so this is a document that they sent me with it. So this is their talking points, and we can go through it and see what we think. Brief Stackstone record player. Why opt for Savage the One? Collaborating with Jammo, I hope I'm pronouncing their name right, to launch an upgraded speaker delivering crystal clear sound quality. It does have nice sound quality. I think it sounds great. Upgraded sound with Jammo, enhanced bass effect, 20 kilohertz to 63 hertz. I do know a little bit about that just because I've back in the day I've messed with my car stereo a little bit, so I do know that you want to get, if you get down more around 20, the bass just sounds a little better, and it does have that kind of sound to it. So take that for what it's worth. 2 mid-range and bass speakers, 2 tweeter speakers, 2 bass reflex tubes. So they're showing kind of like a drawing of how the speakers look. Okay, now here's the picture that we have of the amplifier. Performance and sound system, TI operational amplifier and TI power amplifier. Sensitivity 78.4 decibels, signal to noise ratio 89.2 decibels, low frequency extension 70 hertz, channel separation 52 decibels. Electromagnetic shielding module signal distortion is less than 0.1%. And you can see a little bit of what the amp looks like. Now, of course, it's surface mount technology and things like that, which is more modern, but you'll notice it's very similar to the little record changer that we were looking at earlier from the 70s. It's all just mounted on one board, and it's just a simple construction with some capacitors and transistors and blah, blah, blah. This is just the modern version of that. So this is what you would expect in one. The older changer that we were looking at, it was a little higher wattage, but it didn't even have an internal speaker, so I don't completely get what's going on with that. Design patent for dual layer vibration isolation system. Let's see if we can. Featuring a unique top-bottom layered structure capable of supporting heavier turntables up to 4.4 pounds. I was thinking that the turntable was like 6 pounds. It looks like it's actually a little lighter than that. Facilitating smoother rotation of vinyl records, effectively minimizing the impact of sound vibration on playback quality. So it's saying dual layer vibration isolation system. There are big rubber feet on the bottom of it. I don't know if that's one of the layers or if they're saying that there's 2 layers to the system, this one and this one. But it does seem well designed. I like that. Okay, AT3600L, and that's Audio Technica, I believe. AT3600L dual moving magnet stereo cartridge, 400-hour, long-lasting, balances channels for rich, warm sound. Average lifespan of the cartridge is 400 hours, providing long-lasting musical enjoyment. Adjustable anti-skate control. I didn't show this earlier, but there is a little piece that comes with it that you install on the back for the anti-skate control. Upgraded adjustable anti-skate design, minimizes tracking bias, requires self-installation. I didn't put that in. I've never even had anything really that had anything like that in it, so I'm not too familiar with it. Okay, main turntable, 3.96 pounds. It seemed heavier than that to me, but that's, it is heavy, so there you go. Enhanced stability. Accurate alignment between turntable and pivot pin, guarantees smooth operation, ensures reliable performance. Effective length, 9.45 inch tone arm, ensures high quality, highly accurate tracking, maintains a distortion rate of less than 0.69%, optimizes performance. Easy to use. Seamlessly toggle between Bluetooth 5.2 and record modes. Simple rotary control for switching and volume adjustment. Supports both 33 and 45 RPM. Switch to Bluetooth mode. Note, in this mode, the turntable can only receive input signals from phones or laptops, acting as a Bluetooth speaker, and cannot transmit Bluetooth signals to other devices. Separate dust cover, Savage the One. It is not only a dust cover, but also a record stand. That's cool. We played with that a little bit. All of the instruction labels attached to the record player can be removed. Removing these stickers won't leave any glue behind. Now, little stuff like that, that's a quality point, really, if you think about it. They're going out of their way to use stickers that don't leave a bunch of crap on them. The thing was very well packaged. I think they're trying their best to make a nice quality product. The rigid foam protective box has a counterweight stuck inside it. Please ensure you don't lose it. All right, so that's all that they sent me. And again, they didn't tell me, hey, we'll send you this if you'll give us a good review. Nothing like that. They just wanted me to play with it a little bit. And they saw my channel where we mess with old electronics and thought maybe we'd give this one a shot. So maybe we'll see if we can get the Bluetooth thing to work. I don't know, folks. I'm kind of like a low-tech redneck. I don't know that I can do that, but we'll see if I can get it to work. Okay, actually, it was pretty easy to do. So I just did what they said, and it popped up on my phone. I was playing Spotify. I was able to link it, and it sounds great. So I'm going to turn it up for just a second, but this is like licensed stuff, so it's going to try to copyright strike us if I leave it up too long. So yeah, that seems to be working pretty good. Very cool. Yeah, I can see that as being a big positive, where people could just, if you've got this sitting over in the corner and it's turned on, you can just play whatever you want through the speaker system. All right, so let's play another record of our little weird band, just so you can hear the quality. And I'm happy with it. I think it's a cool little product. I want to look at the pricing on it too. Let's go look at the pricing, and maybe I can figure out what the pricing was on the record changer down there that we were looking at. All right, so this Savage the One Stackstone record player, turntable, hi-fi vinyl record player with enhanced sound by Jammo, built-in speakers, magnetic cartridge, TI amplifiers, Bluetooth input, anti-skate, and auto-off. By the way, the auto-off works. It worked for me. Is about $249. Okay, so let's compare that to what the price of a record player would have been back in, say, the 70s. So this is an ad from the 70s for a Technique direct drive player, which would be, direct drive is considered better than belt driven, and it's the nice name, right? It also has the strobe speed control, right? But it's $150 in the 70s. So $1 is about $6 now, according to my inflation calculator here. So that would be a $900 turntable in today's money. Okay. So $900 for one that you could argue has some better qualities, right? So the $250 price tag, and this is not an all-in-one. This is not amplified and it doesn't have Bluetooth, you know. So that would be $900 in today's money. Let's see if I can find any other ones. So here's another ad. It's hard to read, but it's a dual system, which is a little lower end than the Techniques, right? And they say that their lowest priced model, and this is in the 70s again, is $99. So $600. Interesting. So this is an interesting one. This is for the Pioneer PL10. You know, Pioneer is nice stuff. But it's a simple one. And they're bragging about how simple it is. So they're saying, if you're considering a new turntable, first consider what you need. Do you need a record changer? Do you really want a record changer? Probably not. Record changers were designed a generation ago for another generation. So they're trying to sell you on buying one that doesn't have the expense of the record changer, right? And then this is what they are advertising. A 4-pole synchronous motor. Now, I doubt there's a 4-pole synchronous motor in this Stackstone one that we're looking at, right? It's going to have a DC motor. Static balanced S-shaped tone arm. So they don't have the S-shaped tone arm, but they do have a counterbalanced, in my opinion, nice tone arm on it. Ultra light tracking force. Well, this has the counterbalance, so you can make it as light as you want. Vicious damped cueing. I believe that's similar to what's going on this one. 12-inch dynamically balanced die-cast platter. Like I said, the platter seems really nice on this one. Anti-skating control, independent of the tone arm. I don't know if it's independent of the tone arm or not, but there is anti-skating control on this. 33 1/3 and 45 RPM record speeds. Foil-lined natural grain finish base. Right? So in other words, it's pressed wood, which is what the modern stuff is made out of. So the cabinet is made out of the same type of material. Hinged dust cover and much more. The dust cover that's on this Stackstone, I think, is pretty nice. So I don't think that the old one's any better than that. So the Pioneer is bragging that this is the best single-player turntable under $100, and the price on it is $99.95. Well, if this is from the mid-70s, that's about $600 in today's money. If it's from 1970, it's about $800 in today's money. So, I think that's similar to the changer that the General Electric one that we were looking at. Pioneer would be a better name than General Electric, though. So are we really comparing apples to oranges? Just something to think about, you know. So the Stackstone's $250. In today's money, this Pioneer would be $600. So you're getting a nicer motor, I would assume, in the Pioneer. The tone arm may be nicer. I don't know, though, with the S shape. I don't know if that's better or not. But the tone arm, it looks like the tone arm's longer on the one we've got. But anyway, is it 3 times nicer or 2.5 times nicer? I don't know about all that. So that's what the money looks like. That's what the money side of it is. Well, I think it's a quality product. I like the price point of it compared to, when you look at the price point of it compared to historically what I would deem as a similar level of quality, it's a pretty good deal. And then you have the Bluetooth added in, and it's modern. It still works. Now, longevity, who knows? But it seems like just little things like the packaging and stuff make me think that it's a well-designed product, that they're at least trying to give you something quality. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. I'm happy with it. I'm going to spin some records on it. I wish I could play like some freaking, on a record player, you should be playing Led Zeppelin. you know. I can't do Led Zeppelin though. They'll block the video. All right, folks. We'll see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Savage the One by Stackstone. I'll put a link down below if you want to buy one or you want to look at it. I'm going to put the link down below. Hope you enjoyed the video.